Good afternoon. This is my final project. My name is Jocelyn Yared Ramirez Gutierrez, and I'm going to present my final project of The Skeleton Man of Joseph Burchak. The story tells about Molly. Molly is a little girl who is in 6th grade, and his parents disappear one night, and she's sent it to live with an uncle she's never seen before. Then something strange is about this man that is apparently like the stories that his father talked about of the skeleton man. Then the first activity, that is the KWL chart, and the first thing is what I know, that first there's a monster in the book that is called the Skeleton Man. The main character is called Molly, and she has a heritage of Mohawk's ancestry, and she has a strange uncle that appears out of nowhere. That is Skeleton Man. Then during the reading, what I know is that I am questioning about what happened with his parents, why his uncle it seems like a skeleton man, like the fairy tale that Molly's dad tells her, and why nobody's believe her that is he isn't really his uncle, and that's kind of my questions about it's really what I know, and a mystery of resolve that questions. What I learned is that sometimes a child intuition is better than the adult one, and you must fight for what is right and prove what is wrong. And sometimes monsters seem like humans. So when you are a kid and you want to say that something's wrong with this strange, and the counselor questions Molly about if they touch you or it does something to you, isn't the reason why they wanted to help. The reason why they wanted to help her is because she isn't uncomfortable around him, just because he isn't he isn't raped her or something like that. Sometimes we confuse that a child just is just a child. She doesn't know anything, but it's wrong. Sometimes the child has the reason why they want to not to trust somebody that they take care of her, even if is the family relative. This one is text to self, and the first one is an image of witches, an image of a very skin person and a baby crying. That's because this reminds me of how I was little, that I was easily scared by my aunties, and like Molly with his not seem like uncle. And the story talks about the uncle describe it as skeleton man, and then I thought that my aunties were witches, bad witches. The another one is the external world, and this reminds me of the people who like creepypastas or ghost stories, because this book is all about ghost stories and culture of Mohawk, an Indian culture of Canadian, but Slenderman is a American culture and is around of old photos of around of North America. Another thing is text that reminds me of another story that was written by me. But instead of Skeleton Man was inspired of my four aunties. Um, in the real life, they aren't witches, but in the story are bad witches who wants to eat her niece. And it's kind of a ghost story, not cultural, but it's a fairy tale story that involves family and some culture of my life or my heritage. The Skeleton Man is have references of Latin American culture, so I choose the first photo that is Native American people, and the another one is the rabbits that the rabbit of Molly's dreams that calls her Molly to Molly little sister, and this is kind of illustrations that appears in uh, in the story. And one example of these both photos is the quote of his dad that it says, "Trust your dreams."